Good morning friends, how are you? Might be safe. Today I am here with few topics of life process of 10th standard. So today's topics for discussion are nutrition in amoeba and nutrition in human being. Let us see about nutrition in amoeba. As we know that amoeba is a microscopic animal present in fresh water, and the food of amoeba are microscopic animals and plants smaller than amoeba. The mode of nutrition in amoeba is holozoic, and the process of obtaining food is called phagocytosis. Why? Because it takes solid food. In amoeba, the process of ingestion is done with the help of pseudopodia. When the food is completely encircled and the tip of encircling pseudopodia touch each other, the membrane at the point dissolved and the food is captured into the cell in a bag-like structure that is called as food vacuole. Here you can observe the amoeba and its food vacuole. Amoeba has no shape, it is irregular in shape. In the given figure, it is about process of nutrition in amoeba. Here you can see how food get encircled by the pseudopodia. Now, in food vacuole, the digestion is completed with the help of digestive enzymes. The digestion is taking place inside the cell, so it is called as intracellular digestion. Different digestive enzymes convert different components of food into its simpler form. Amylase convert starch into sugar, protease convert proteins into amino acid, lipase convert fats into fatty acid and glycerol. Then diffusion plays an important role in absorption and assimilation. At last, the undigested food is remaining in the food vacuole, that is thrown out by the process of exocytosis. This figure also reveals about the nutrition in amoeba in various steps. Here you can see the different stages in the nutrition of amoeba. First is ingestion, then forming food vacuole, then digestion, then absorption, assimilation, and finally egestion. Now next topic is nutrition in human being. Nutrition in human being is done by a system called as digestive system. That includes alimentary canal and digestive glands. We can discuss one by one. This is the figure of alimentary canal of human being. First of all, it is about alimentary canal. It includes mouth having buccal cavity, tongue, teeth, pharynx, esophagus that is food pipe, stomach, small intestine differentiated into duodenum, jejunum, ileum, large intestine differentiated into ascending colon, transverse colon, descending colon, rectum and anus. Thus, alimentary canal starts with mouth and ends with anus. Next is about digestive glands. There are different digestive glands. First is salivary gland that secretes saliva, which contains ptyalin or salivary amylase. Second one is gastric gland that secretes HCl, that is hydrochloric acid, pepsin, gastric lipase and mucus. Next is pancreas that secretes pancreatic juice, which contain trypsin, pancreatic amylase and a small amount of lipase. Liver is the largest gland which secretes bile, and intestinal glands secretes intestinal juice, also called as succus entericus. Now let us see about nutritional processes. Mouth opens into buccal cavity. and the floor of buccal cavity has a tongue having taste buds for bitter, sour, salt and sweet. Tongue helps in ingestion of food. This is the figure of tongue showing taste bud, that is bitter, sour, sweet and salty. You may observe here where taste salt, where it tastes sweet, where it tastes sour, where it tastes bitter. Both upper and lower jaw are provided with 4 different kind of teeth. What are they? They are incisors, canines, premolars and molars. Teeth plays important role in mastication of food and mixing of food with saliva that contains ptyalin enzyme. Ptyalin helps in digestion of starch into maltose, that is simple sugar. So digestion of carbohydrate starts in mouth. In the given figure, you may observe the 4 different types of teeth. Now, mouth further opens into a small funnel-shaped structure called pharynx and finally into a long tubular structure called esophagus, also called as food pipe. Here there is no digestion. From esophagus, food passes into J-shaped stomach, which has branched and tubular glands called as gastric glands. These glands secretes gastric juice, which is a mixture of hydrochloric acid, pepsin, mucus and small amount of gastric lipase. The digestion of protein starts in a stomach with the help of protein digesting enzyme, that is pepsin. Pepsin converts protein into peptones and gastric lipase break down lipids. Now it is about the role of small intestine. Small intestine is a long coiled and narrow tube and its wall is provided with large number of finger-like projection called as villi. Villi increases the surface area for maximum absorption of food. Complete digestion of food takes place in a small intestine by succus entericus. Here you can observe the villi. Liver secretes bile that helps in emulsification of fats. Pancreatic juice secreted by pancreas contains trypsin that helps in digestion of protein, and pancreatic amylase break down the starch. Bicarbonate ion secreted by duodenal wall of a small intestine makes the medium alkaline for the action of pancreatic amylase. These are some important questions which are always asked in exam. First is, what is the role of mucus? Second is, how food from a stomach enters into the small intestine. Third is, which is the longest part of alimentary canal. Fourth is, the exit of waste material is regulated by which muscles. And last is, what is the role of HCl in stomach? Here it is the expected answer. The mucus protects the inner lining of a stomach from the action of acid under normal condition. The exit of food from stomach is regulated by muscles that is called as sphincter muscle, which release it in a small amount into the intestine. Small intestine is 20 feet long or 6 meter. And exit of food is, undigested food is regulated by anal sphincter muscle. What is the role of HCl? So HCl facilitates the action of enzyme pepsin by the acidic medium produced in the stomach. That is, it helps in digestion of protein. Thank you, and this is all about today's session.